Dear viewers, over the Caribbean Sea, a region long familiar with powerful storms every rainy season, humanity is now facing one of the most extreme weather events seen in years. The storm named Melissa, just a few days ago only a weak low-pressure area, has now rapidly intensified into a Category 5 super typhoon, the highest level on the International Saffir-Simpson scale. According to the U.S. National Hurricane Center, NHC, this morning the storm's central pressure dropped to just 912 HPA, with sustained winds near the eye reaching 280 km/h and gusts exceeding 320 km/h. These figures confirm that Melissa is currently the strongest storm on the planet. Satellite imagery shows a perfectly round eye about 18 km in diameter, surrounded by thick, symmetrical convective cloud bands, a hallmark of the most well-formed super typhoons. This structure has led experts to call Melissa a true atmospheric monster. The storm's center is currently located south of Jamaica, moving very slowly, only about 2 to 3 km/h, allowing it more time to draw energy from the warm sea surface below, where temperatures exceed 30 degrees C. Each reconnaissance flight by the hurricane hunters into the storm's core has recorded pressure drops of 5 to 10 millibars, showing that the hurricane continues to intensify. Many meteorologists have compared Melissa to legendary storms such as Gilbert, 1988, and Dean, 2007. But admit that such rapid intensification is almost unprecedented in modern meteorological history. One NOAA expert said, "We are witnessing one of the most symmetrical and perfectly structured hurricanes ever captured on satellite data. All of Jamaica is now under the highest emergency alert level. According to the latest forecast, around the early hours of October 28th, local time, Melissa will make direct landfall on the southern coast of the island, with the area from Alligator Pond to Savannah Lamar likely being the point of impact. With sustained Category 5 winds, everything in the storm's path could be completely destroyed. The Jamaican government has issued mandatory evacuation orders for all low-lying coastal zones, mobilizing the military, police, and national defense forces to help move residents. Stadiums, schools, churches, and community halls have been converted into temporary shelters. In the capital, Kingston, residents are urged to stay indoors, store clean water and food, and prepare for prolonged power outages. The most concerning threats now are rainfall and storm surge. According to the NHC, Jamaica could receive between 500 and over 1,000 millimeters of rain within just 48 hours, with the heaviest totals across central and southern regions. This immense rainfall is expected to trigger severe flooding, flash floods, and large-scale landslides, especially in valleys and mountainous areas. Along the southern coastline, storm surge heights are forecast to reach 3.5 to 4 meters, combined with waves 8 to 10 meters high, capable of submerging entire coastal communities. Experts warn that seawater may penetrate 2 to 3 kilometers inland. Wind gusts up to 320 km/h have the destructive power of a tornado, strong enough to rip off roofs, uproot trees, and topple poorly built structures. Power, communication, and water systems are at risk of widespread failure. Preliminary estimates suggest economic losses could exceed $10 billion, an enormous figure for a small island nation like Jamaica. After striking Jamaica, Melissa is expected to move faster toward the north-northeast, entering the waters between Jamaica and Cuba. Around the early hours of October 29th, the storm may make landfall near Guantanamo, eastern Cuba, as a strong Category 3 hurricane, with gusts up to 200 km/h and rainfall totals between 300 and 500 millimeters. The Cuban government has begun evacuating thousands of residents from low-lying areas in Holguin, Santiago de Cuba, and Granma provinces. The steep terrain in eastern Cuba means a high risk of flash floods and landslides. Later, by the afternoon of October 29th, Melissa is forecast to move into the Bahamas with Category 2-3 strength, bringing strong winds, high waves, and heavy rain. Crooked Island, Long Island, and Mayaguana are expected to experience direct impacts, while the capital Nassau may also see hurricane-force gusts. By October 30-31, Melissa is projected to move into the North Atlantic, passing near Bermuda as a Category 1-2 storm with heavy rain and large waves. Bermuda's authorities have declared a state of emergency readiness, advising vessels to remain in port for the next 3 days. In the United States, while Melissa will not make landfall, the Atlantic coastal states will still feel indirect effects. Along the coasts of Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina, 3 to 4 meter waves and strong rip currents may occur, posing danger to swimmers and marine operations. Meanwhile, over the U.S. mainland, a low-pressure system with cold air is moving through the Appalachians and Piedmont, causing widespread showers and thunderstorms. This system will also act as an atmospheric shield, steering Melissa away from the U.S. mainland, a major relief for Florida and the Gulf of Mexico. After it passes, cold air will surge into the Midwest and Northeast, bringing a sharp temperature drop just in time for Halloween. States such as Iowa, Illinois, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and New York are forecast to see temperatures 5 to 10 degrees Celsius below average, while the Southwest will remain sunny and warm. Melissa is the third Category 5 hurricane of 2025, making this year's Atlantic hurricane season one of the most violent since 2005, the year of historic storms like Katrina, Rita, and Wilma. Scientists believe the main reason is that sea surface temperatures across the tropics have been 1.5 degrees above average, providing immense energy for tropical cyclones. The combination of excess ocean heat, high humidity, and low wind shear created perfect conditions for Melissa's record-breaking rapid intensification, climbing from Category 1 to Category 5 in under 24 hours. This phenomenon, known as explosive intensification, is becoming increasingly common and is considered a direct consequence of global climate change. According to NOAA, the frequency of Category 4 or 5 hurricanes has doubled in the past 2 decades, and the trend shows no sign of slowing. Jamaica, home to over 2.8 million people, has complex terrain, high central mountains, narrow coastal plains, and a dense river network, making prolonged rainfall extremely dangerous. The Jamaican Meteorological Service warns that if rainfall totals reach 1,000 mm as predicted, urban drainage systems in Kingston, Mandeville, and Montego Bay will be overwhelmed within half a day. In the Blue Mountains, strong winds interacting with steep terrain will create foehn effects, raising peak wind speeds above 350 km/h, potentially destroying transmission towers and communication infrastructure. Meanwhile, coastal plains will face deep flooding and prolonged isolation. Thousands of households in Clarendon, Old Harbor, and May Pen have been evacuated using military transport to temporary shelters. Many churches and schools are now hosting evacuees. Prime Minister Andrew Holness, in an emergency speech on the evening of October 27th, urged citizens to remain calm, follow official orders, and avoid staying in coastal areas. He emphasized, "This is the greatest challenge our nation has faced in years. Every timely decision today could save thousands of lives." The United Nations, Red Cross, and neighboring countries, such as Cuba, Haiti, and the Dominican Republic, have announced readiness to provide humanitarian aid once the storm passes. The United States has also stated that FEMA may deploy rescue teams if Jamaica requests emergency assistance. International experts warn that even after Melissa weakens, heavy rain and high surf could still cause significant damage in Cuba, the Bahamas, and Bermuda for days afterward. Dear viewers, Melissa is not just a storm. It is a powerful reminder of the growing extremity of our global climate. In just a few dozen hours, from a small low-pressure area in the ocean, it became a devastating super hurricane. What is happening in Jamaica today could happen anywhere in the world in the future if humanity does not take stronger action to protect our planet. Now, millions of Jamaicans are facing a moment of life and death. Let us pray they have enough calm and faith to overcome this trial. And with that, our special report on Super Typhoon Melissa comes to an end. We will continue to bring you urgent updates in the coming hours. If you are in an affected area, please strictly follow official guidance and evacuate dangerous zones as soon as possible. For those afar, please share this report to spread awareness and warnings to more people. Let us pray together for Jamaica, Cuba, the Bahamas, and the entire Caribbean region to find peace amid nature's fury. Thank you for watching. May you have a peaceful evening, and may the dawn of hope soon return to these beautiful islands after the storm.